Hey, this is Chuck at thatrhythmman.com. In my continuing series of acoustic archtops that I've been running through this week mostly, I've got a 1947 Epiphone Broadway for you. If you're not familiar with this, Epiphone kind of started this stratifying several models of similarly sized and built archtop guitars that Gibson followed. In this case, the L5 was like the top of the line on Gibson, so the Deluxe was the same spec kind of level of guitar for Epiphone, and then just below that you would have had the L12 on Gibson. Well, that's where the Broadway fits in. So the Broadway is kind of just one step below the top tier one. Really the only thing that differentiates them is just some of the parts and some of the inlay work and stuff like that. So the Broadway has simple block inlays, large block, which is actually like the L5, gold hardware and that sort of thing. You know, not as fancy binding, but the build of the guitar is basically the same. It's got the same kind of top, same wood, same carve. The back on this one, I'll show you here, is flamed maple, so you know it's as nice as you're going to see. It's pretty much as nice as you're going to see on any of those guitars at the top end. Again, gold hardware. There's the tailpiece. This one, you know, this is often an area of concern on these vintage Epiphones, in that this often breaks. This one, if you look very closely, you can actually see that it has been repaired. But this is probably the best repair that I have ever seen on one of these. And it's solid. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. But it's almost unnoticeable. I'm going to show you real quick for comparison another one that's repaired. And this is often how they look. Let's see. This one, on the other hand, has a big bead of brass here. You know, I mean, there's no doubt this one's going to be very strong, but you know, it doesn't look as clean. Still nice though to have a one you don't have to worry about. This one does have a crack right there in the top. It has been professionally repaired with cleats. It's not going anywhere. Since it's so far out here on the rim, outside of the F-hole, it doesn't really contribute to the vibration of the guitar in much of a significant way. And it, you know, even when it's in this center area, if it's done right, it doesn't really have a poor effect on the sound. So no problems there. It does have the original pick guard, original tailpiece. Anyway, original tuners with the, trying to get it to focus there, original tuners. There we go. Original tuners on this one, with the Epsilon logo. Original tuner buttons. Headstock. And there's the headstock. Nice inlay on that with a little finish checking. It looks like original finish throughout. The frets have been replaced up through the 14th. So they basically replaced it where it was easy to reach and didn't go past that, even though these still have enough bite to them that you can play well on them if you should want to reach. But much more meat on the frets. These are really in really nice shape. No significant wear on the frets that were replaced. Otherwise, very nice guitar. This one happens to be possibly the loudest archtop I have ever had around here. If you're looking for that, if you're looking for one with lots of bark, this one will get you there. It's got that. It's just. And with that comes a lot of headroom though, because that means you can go from lot of room for subtleties in that one. So anyway, I think that mostly covers it. It has a soft V neck, which is pretty common for post-war Epiphones. Let's give it a little listen. One thing I was thinking about is I watched Ken Parker giving a little talk, and I watched one of his recent archtoppery videos that he started the series early this year. I'd recommend that if you haven't watched any of that. And he was, or he'll make the argument that the acoustic archtop is the most versatile guitar that there is. And you know, he may very well be right. One of the things that I like to do is sometimes even play other things on a little finger style kind of stuff, which is not something I'm necessarily great at, but that's not something you would necessarily think of. You know, flat top guitars that kind of took over the acoustic guitar market, and a lot of people I think don't even know about archtops, and except for like the recent Epiphone entries, which are nothing compared to these old ones. And obviously, it takes a lot more work to make these than it does to make a flat top acoustic guitar. One thing I had actually forgotten about this guitar. In addition, there is some binding shrinkage that has some small little repairs. No cracks throughout or anything though, which is really nice. So it's stable, but you know, it shrunk, which is not entirely uncommon. So that's something to be aware of. And let's see if you can see this. This guitar was set up as a left-handed guitar at one time. That's one thing about an archtop like this, is it could actually, if you switch the nut and you switch the bridge, you can flip it over. And in this case, they actually moved the pick guard, and now you've got a left-handed guitar. That's true, at least for the ones with no cutaway. But anyway, small holes filled there, you know. So it has these cosmetic imperfections, little scratches on the top, things like that. But fabulous playing and sounding guitar. Anyway, please come check us out at thatrhythmman.com, and hope to see you there. Thanks.